Hi everybody, I'm back and we're going on to chapter 19. I hope you've enjoyed chapter 18 and the book so far. Remember, this is the last book of the trilogy, 3 books in other words. Chapter 19. Oh, good one, I say. Ha 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 ha. It's not a joke, he says grimly, and you know it's not a joke. You think I'm the housekeeper? I repeat, forcing big empty laughs up from my stomach. That's just stupid. All this stuff that has been happening with you lately, he says, you can't hide it from me. Maeve, there is something dark in you, and it's growing. The blindness, the weird fits of rage, the thing with me and Rue on the scaffolding, that was her, trying to protect the well. I'm starting to understand now. You are her. Shake my head. That makes no sense. The party, the secrets, the cruelty, the kiss I ruined for Lily, the explosion of Becky Foghorn's world. Why do I do these things? Why can't I stop doing them? It does, in a weird way, it does. And I keep seeing things. Maeve and I know you are seeing them too. The playing cards, the weird dirty room, it all goes back to her, I think. I get my feet finally able to move my legs again, but the world begins to tilt slightly, and even though I'm sitting in the grass at the top of Nuella's garden, I feel like I'm about to roll off the edge of the world. My knees tremble and I grab onto Aaron to stay steady. I must be gripping hard because he yelps. The world tips. Again, this time in another direction, but I must be the only one who's feeling it. Come on, he says, getting to his feet and taking my arm. I'm getting you out of here. Ha 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 ha, I say again. Still stuck in my own bad fake. Laughter. Ha 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 ha. Are you able to walk by yourself? He asks, as I feel my legs moving towards the garden wall. Can you jump the wall? I don't want to go back through the house and wake up Nuella and Manon. I will be able to walk by myself, I say fiercely, once the world stops moving. Why would he say that? Why would he think it? The fact that I've acted like a bitch doesn't mean that I'm the housekeeper. I'm frequently a bitch. I'm famously a bitch. The blindness doesn't prove anything either. The housekeeper has nothing to do with blindness. That's not her thing, not at all. Aaron helps me over the wall and suddenly we are on the street. We walk for a bit, Aaron tugging at me to move along, clearly growing impatient with my limp, muddy form. You are insane, Aaron. Do you know that? You are crazy. Everyone knows. With all due respect, you are the one covered in mud with blood all over her hands. He flags down a taxi and bundles me into the back of the seat, clipping the seatbelt over me like I'm a toddler. I can't handle the seatbelt for some reason. It feels like a straitjacket, like a rope being bound around my chest. Get off, I screech, fumbling for the release button. The taxi driver visibly jumps into his seat. Buddy, he says to Aaron sharply and in Dublin accent, I'm in no mood for trouble today. Tell your missus to keep it on, down. My body feels like it is turning to black tar and I dive quickly into the taxi driver's head. My powers still high and tingling. Your wife left you, I snap. So don't go throwing the word Mrs. around. Does it even make sense as an insult? I don't know, but my gift has ruffled its feathers. It is a bird that hunts from above. Right, get out, the driver says. Get out now. Please, Aaron says desperately. She's just gotten some bad news. She's upset. I haven't, I protested shrilly. I have not gotten bad news. I've gotten a crazy theory from an unstable person. Please, dude, Aaron begs. Can you just take us up the hill? Drop us at the end of the Newman Street. Newman Street, I say. You want to go to school? I'm not driving her anywhere, says the driver. I'll give you. Aaron starts looking in his wallet. €26 for a 10-minute drive. Pretty good, right? The driver can't resist and he drives us. As the black tar starts to simmer down, I can't believe I said that about his wife. Why? When he hadn't done a thing to me. The world stops teetering and instead a dull, numb nausea sets in. I don't look at Aaron. I stare out of the window, watching people as they stumble out of the clubs. Girls in tiny dresses, too drunk to feel the cold. Come on, he says. We are here. The driver drops us at the school, and I mumble a sorry to him. It's not his fault his wife left him. After all, she just fell in love with someone else. The building is starting to smell different. The smell of St. Bernadette's has for the last month been almost comforting. Old wood and ash, the slight lifelines of mould. Now there is a new element, warm and animal, that is curling my nostrils. We are here. Where are we? Why are we here? I asked, tracking my face along the wall, trying to find the source of the smell. It's red and wet, like a barn after something is born. Did something die in the walls? The crying begins. I was signalled to go to 2A as normal now as microwaves ding. Come on, he says. I just have a feeling. I don't want to hear about your feelings. I snap weird fan theories about my life. He pulls me up the stairs, hopping over Manon's shaped hole, and puts his hand on the handle of 2A. Are you ready? He doesn't wait for an answer. He just pulls me in. The smell is worse in the corridor and I gag slightly as we walk in. The odour is older, thicker, like copper coins and used period pads. Aaron pulls his t-shirt up over his nose. The silence in the room shifts and becomes loaded. It's hard to describe, like an invisible darkness. If there could be such a thing, or a cloak over the air. I don't want to, I suddenly blurt, my eyes filling with tears. You have to, he says sternly. He puts his hand on my shoulder and frog marches me down the corridor. We get to the housekeeper's portrait and I turn my body towards the other door, hiding my eyes in the dark wood. The only surface with no paintings. As the atmosphere becomes heavier, something primal and self-interesting bubbles up in me. Something that says, don't look, Maeve. Don't turn around. Maeve, Aaron says softly, because he knows the metal thread of sensitivity yanks at us both. And we know you have to look. Time moves differently in the corridor, and it's hard to decide whether I turn around 10 seconds or 10 minutes later. But I do turn around, and I do look at the wall. She's the housekeeper, but not as I have known her. The demon whose face looked more like a mask, whose eyes and lips are unlined, who was more phantom than a woman. She's there in her long white dress, the dog at her side, but she's a person, she's a young woman. Her hair is dark, somewhere between curly and frizzy, and falls over her shoulders naturally. The housekeeper has always looked like she's been dragged by the collar out of the big river. But this woman is perfectly dry, rumpled, maybe. I step closer. She has blue eyes, coin-shaped, somewhat shallow skin, and dark, thick eyebrows. The dog, too, is different. I've always seen him as a whippet or a greyhound, but this one is smaller, fluffier. It's easier, I realize, to take in the picture one detail at a time than to step back and understand what it is. Which is the picture of myself? Which is the picture of the housekeeper? Which is the picture of myself? The world tips again. Suddenly I'm on my knees, and every organ in my body feels like it is jammed inside my chest. The room fills with dry, heavy wail, and for a moment I think the crying has come back. The crying that has come to become so normal for me and Aaron to hear. The crying, the shudders from the bones of the house when it wants something from us. The crying, I realize, that has always belonged to me. A wail of sorrow, so strong that it has become stuck in the mouth of Kilbegg's well, like filling in a tooth. Maybe it belongs to another woman, other housekeepers, other creatures who found out the way I'm finding out that they are doomed to be instrument of revenge, doomed to live forever, doomed to never really live again. Then, from the bottom of all that murkiness comes up something clean and crisp, a message from the well, from the sensitive who was born to protect it. You wanted to know who the housekeeper was, Maeve. Ask yourself, who keeps the house? Whoa, Maeve has inherited the school, which was a house, from Sister, I forgot her name now, that nun. Well, we'll see what will happen in part 2, as this chapter is in 2 parts. Take care. Bye-bye.